and we're not even by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not forget that the performance for 70 minutes was atrocious. Let's not ignore the fact that for 70 minutes we were very, very poor, with exactly the same problems that we've had all season. Yes, in the last 20 minutes, brilliant, we dominated, we cut through them, nice and easy, straightforward, and we got 7-3. The most ridiculous scoreline I think I've ever seen, and the most unreflective of what we actually achieved in the game for a long time. Now, all I can say is well done to the Tube drivers, because they won us that game. The reason that we went 70 minutes doing very badly, and then for 20 minutes all of a sudden dominated, was because Newcastle had played a few days earlier. We hadn't. They were tired, they were lethargic by the end. By the 70th minute it all started to change, and we took advantage. Credit where it's due, we took full advantage of it, and fair play to the team for that. Fair play for Theo for using his attributes of pace to do it, and a brilliant finish, fine, I give you. But at half time I wrote down these little observations on my phone. Number one, win the ball higher up. Not difficult. If we win the ball back as far as we were doing in our half, when we try and counter, Newcastle players are already getting back, and if they're already back they don't have to make decisions. They're in a nice set formation. We don't have to move them around, and if we can't move them around and make them make decisions, there won't be mistakes, and as I always say, if there aren't mistakes you won't get goals. We needed to win the ball higher up. Stop crosses at the source. I said it at Wigan after the game on Arsenal Fans TV. I said it and I got a load of abuse for it. If you don't stop the cross, then you're going to risk someone winning the header in the area or winning the ball in the area. It came to fruition in the second half when both of the goals came from the fact that we just couldn't stop the cross, and they scored 2 comfortable goals at the back post. Yes, you can come back at me and say, oh brilliant, we won 7-3, we scored 7 goals. Fine, but how bad did we play in the first half? How badly did we play for 20 minutes in the second half? Someone said on Twitter, oh well, you've got to look at our strength and spirit in the fact that we let them come back 3 times, but then still won 7-3. No, other way around. How bad was our spirit that we let them come back 3 times? It's not good enough. Now, what really kicked up a big fuss on Twitter was my comment that at the end of the day, I think overall Theo Walcott had a poor performance. You're going to throw at me 2 assists, you're going to throw at me 3 goals, fine, but if you watch, and you won't see it on the highlights, if you watch the entire game from the perspective that I'm at, you get to see every tactical thing that is going on. And Walcott, his runs are poor. He doesn't understand where to make runs. At one point, he was running left, right, left, right, left, right on a counter-attack, but never actually made a forward movement on it. If you don't at some point pick one of those routes, there's no point doing it. He was doing it because he thought he should be running. He didn't know why, or for what reason, or how he could do it better. He just knew I should be moving, which is an improvement, but it's not good enough. And then, fine, yes, you can say he got the 3 goals, but his finishing... Not his finishing is really good, but his actual attacking play on the counter-attack, decision-making's poor, and the execution's poor. 3 counter-attacks we had in the first half, which came with him near enough having a 2-on-1 situation, and he ballsed it up every time, because he's not good enough as a centre-forward. He can't hold up play. He got pushed off the ball, not even bundled off the ball, but just pushed off the ball so many times in that game, because he's not strong enough. Some people on Twitter said, oh, well, if he plays up front with a Giroud, we can't play 4-4-2. Imagine our defence, which conceded 3 goals today, having less protection than it does now. Less protection in the defence. No, we can't play with more than 1 person up top, and that 1 person is not going to be Walcott. No one's mentioning, or Giroud came on and he actually scored 2 goals within 10 minutes. Imagine what he could have done for the rest of the game, because actually he had more impact in that short time than Walcott did in that time. No one's saying that. He's not a centre forward, he's a winger, and if it comes down to it that we can only keep him if we play him up front, get rid of him, because he's not going to be good enough against the big teams. If you want to be a mid-table side, fine, Walcott will do a reasonable job for a mid-table side. Now, I'm critical of this performance because I'm realistic, and over the last 3-4 months we've been really poor, and 70 minutes we were poor again, and we got lucky because they got fatigued. But when people are saying, oh, you're not a real fan because you're always criticising, no, listen here, that's me chanting and singing and supporting the team. During the game, I love it. I'm supporting the club, I'm there every game near enough, home and away, and the support's not in doubt. But afterwards, I'm the realist that can actually say, do you know what, if you take out some of the context here, or if you look at more of the context, we were poor. Let's not get around it. We're not setting the world alight. We were poor. 7-3 is a joke of a scoreline, and we got lucky because of the tube drivers. So on that note, I'm going to finish. Thank you very much, tube drivers, and Theo Walcott for me is not a striker. Throw whatever stats you want at me. I watched the game, I watched the perspective, and he's not good enough. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon. Boom.
Again, go on, Mikel!